Hey, welcome back to this episode of Doggin. I guess it's evening edition in Spain and uh, morning edition in Texas and early morning edition in Arizona. But hope you guys can tune in. Let us know if you can hear us and see us okay. We have a great guest today. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. Melina Mike promised this back in December and he didn't deliver. So I had to reach out and I
No,
made it happen.
no,
Welcome
no,
to the
no.
show, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Thanks for joining us. Oh,
Oh,
no.
he's out. Look at that. You pissed him off already, Joe. We haven't even had him
You know
on for
what?
2 minutes.
You there?
Oh, we can't
Oh,
hear
you
you,
there?
Francisco. Maybe try. He probably got a phone call. See if you can
Oh,
refresh your phone if you can hear us. Um,
can you here?
send him a
Let's
message, Joey, and see. This is a
all right.
great way to
Start the show.
start the show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me let me turn this off here for just a second. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll try to get Francisco to refresh the screen. But yeah, no, we've been trying. I've been trying to
Can we
get him
stack it?
on for quite some time. I know that back during the World Cup, I actually reached out to Francisco and David, and I've been trying to get them on since then. So it's been it's been quite the adventure. And I want to say that was around summertime, somewhere around there. So
Yeah.
it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. And you know what's funny is that I always tell Joey, we got to get him on. We got to get him on because you never know when they're going to win again,
What
right?
what can happen?
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
and look
listen,
what's happened.
they may never, they may never make it to a final again. Just generally speaking, and then the guy goes on a run of a lifetime. So hopefully we can get Francisco back on here in just a minute. Good job, Joe. Your first guest you booked, and
Yeah, I'm
they're
dogging
out.
it.
They're out in
You
two
know,
minutes.
yeah, Lenny Richard points out we're dogging it right in the beginning. I just told Francisco to refresh on Messenger. He says, "Okay, I'll do it again." And there, you probably got a phone call.
Yeah, it's usually how it works. Busy guy.
If you can do airplane mode,
Um,
we got to
yeah,
remember to remind guests that, Melina.
yeah, yeah. But we're live right now, Joe. We're live right now, buddy.
Oh, we are. We can't have like little
no,
sidebar
no,
conversations.
no, no. We're live, buddy. We're live. Yeah.
Oh, guys. Hey, guys. So once we get FSR back in here, we're gonna have a great interview. But later today, we're also interviewing. Actually, later this morning for us, we're interviewing Darren Appleton. Really excited about that one. Got a little surprise in that one that we're working on, and
We've been working on
obviously,
that surprise for all week.
yeah,
All week we've been working on
and
it.
obviously, you know, the situation with Darren, and it really touched everybody in the pool community. So we're excited to have him on. So we just got to get Francisco back here.
He
Hopefully,
was in and then he was
he
out.
was in. We're sitting there talking. Everything's fine. He's sharing some funny stuff, and I'm like, save it for the show. We hit the go live button, and then boom, he's gone. And I think it. I think you're right, Mike. I think he did get a phone call, and he dropped right
Yeah,
off.
that's usually how it works out. Let us know in the chat, what questions you want us to ask of Francisco. We're gonna try to include you guys as best we can. This is usually what happens when
Joey
we're
said
up.
something.
Number one, that was going to be my number two. Yeah, yeah. Number one is when it's this early. Number two is when Joey has its hands on all things related to the show. So, um, but we've been excited for this one. I know it's fun. I told Joey, I said you need to get Francisco on because the last time I sent him a message, it was we're going to get you on at the end of the year,
Oh, here you
best
go.
player of the year. I think that's the perfect way to end the year end show. And oh great, and now Joey leaves me too. So this is perfect, y'all. Yeah. So hey, this is this is just wonderful. Yeah, let us know what you guys want us to ask Francisco or how your day's going. I don't know, man. I'm all lost here. Yeah, we got Darren. We got hopefully we'll have Ozzy Reynolds on in the next couple of days as well, previewing the World 10 Ball that's going to be coming up. We got some other guests and some new sponsors to announce along with that, which we're really excited about and really appreciative of. A lot of guys got behind us over the last week or so, from Cyberts to JB Cases, IQ, QTech, and I'm missing a whole lot. Moonlighting with Sandra and them, who were always great. But yeah, we're happy. Hopefully, Joey at least comes back on here in just a minute, so I'm not just babbling on air. All right, let's see. We might get Joey back here. Stand by, you guys. Hey, Joe, you're looking pretty good, man. It's a much better view than what I'm used to seeing. That insult only works if he's there. Hey, can
Oh
you hear
my
me?
gosh. Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you, buddy.
Jeez, what
Nozo,
a day.
Nozo, I'm tagging you in, buddy. Come, I'm kicking Joey out. Get your ass in here, Mike.
Did Francisco come back in when I dropped off? You
No,
know what happened
no,
with me? I forgot to plug in my laptop. It went dead, so we got that going again, thankfully.
Joey, you are on fire this morning, buddy.
Gee,
You are
tell a
on
joke.
fire.
Sing a song, Melina. Sing a song.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Mm.
All right, let me see. Let me reach out to Fran. Here we go. We might got him back.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get him.
Okay.
Francisco.
Hey, I think
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yes.
Hey, hey, listen. I
Yeah.
promise
Sorry
I
about
won't.
that.
I won't pick Mario again. I promise. All right. Let's.
Okay.
Oh
It's showing.
no.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
There we go.
Oh gosh,
I
what a
promise
start to this
to.
interview. Hey, I'll tell you what, you're playing a hell of a lot better than we're interviewing right now.
Yeah. No
So,
kidding.
oh gosh.
All right. We're back, boys.
I think he's locked up, Melina.
Well, we may have to.
He's showing 0 out of 10 connection. He
And
dropped.
and he's gone. He's gone. You know, it's funny when we had him on initially. Everything was
Perfect.
just the nuts perfect. Let's try this again.
Perfect.
You bring him
Here he
on, Joe.
comes. All right, Francisco, we back?
Okay.
All right.
Can you hear? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
We need a performance on the podcast like you had in the World Championships, buddy. You know, we need a
Yeah. Yeah.
streamline.
Yeah. I I just try to make the ball. That's all.
Just
Hey, Francisco, we just want to remind you, are you able to go into airplane mode? Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah. I do.
If you could
Yeah.
go into airplane mode to make sure you don't get any, I think you might have got a phone call that might have been what kicked you
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. 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 I already do. So I'm
Okay,
fine now.
good. Awesome. Well, we're super happy to have you. And to our guests, thankfully, they like us, I think, because they hung out with us. We got a whole bunch of people in here. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Francisco, man, you are on top of the world right now. How's life? How's things? How are things going for you?
Yeah, what's crazy? I mean, to be honest, I feel pressure this year because last year was amazing for me. It's like a dream, you know. But the first tournament, I think I start the same thing than last year because last year I won Derby, so that's my big title. So this year is unbelievable. So I feel so happy right now.
up until that point, that was probably the biggest title you had won. And then you follow that up with now you're a multiple time world champion, win the US Open. What clicked for you? What changed for you mentally? How did you make that cross from, final 8, final 16 kind of guy to I'm just beating everybody?
Yeah, I mean, if you somebody ask me, I want like two world championship 2 years ago, I say you are crazy because I mean, I played really good, but I mean, in Derby, like I say in the interview in the matchroom, everything changed because that's my first big title. You know, I beat Shane, I beat Josh, I beat too many good players. So sometimes I think I was playing good like 5 years ago, but I never won a big title. So when you won a big title, so everything changed. So I feel amazing.
Francisco, like just seeing you for the first time in person out in Vegas, and there's just something about you, the way you carry yourself. You just seem like a super nice guy, and you can tell that you have the respect of the other players because you're beating them, and yet they're in their posts about you. They're so gracious. They're congratulatory. They're saying, "Man, great job. Keep the roll up." What do you think that comes from? Why do you think that these other players talk so kind of you?
I mean, because for me, it's like I don't know. My father learned me. I think for me, the most important thing in the life is the respect. You know, that's the most important thing. I mean, it doesn't matter if you play good or you play bad. I respect the same way
Love that.
everyone. So that's why I mean, I don't want to be angry with anyone. I want to enjoy the game. That's why I want to be happy with everyone. You know, I want to love playing the game. So that's all I do.
I think it's that attitude is what has won you over fans over the last few years, and especially over the last year. I mean, obviously with success, you're going to get a lot more guys cheering for you. but it's your attitude. It's the way you carry yourself. Like you said, respect, especially culturally, is such a big thing. So I got a lot of admiration for that. It's really weird because every time we see you, fans are always rooting for you. But in that final with
Yeah.
Sufi, it seemed like that was the first time where guys, I don't want to say they were rooting against you, but you had competition when it comes to who people were rooting for in Sufi because of his story and just everything that we heard about him. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a super nice guy. The first thing, but of course his style is amazing because everyone love somebody play fast.
Yeah.
He can feel with the crown. The crown was really enjoyed with him. But obviously, I mean, in this final, I was favorite just a little bit because with experience. But when I played the first rack, the first two rack, I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be tough because this guy played really good, really fast, and he has a lot of confidence.
He does. Yeah. I think you're a guy that plays with a lot of confidence too.
Real similar.
And I don't know if you realize this, but before every big tournament, we kind of pick who we think's going to win. I don't know if you caught it before the US Open when I picked a certain player. I think it was you. Yes, I did.
Oh god.
Before the World Championship, I picked you. Melina keeps betting against you, and I'm like, I don't remember a time when you could look at other sports and even the best players in the other sports or the hottest players at the time where you thought they were going to win every event. And it just kind of feels that way with you right now. There's a certain aura about you. Has something clicked in your mind and kind of changed the way you feel when you enter a tournament that this is mine to win? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, I remember like 2 or 3 years ago when I played like a final, semi-final. I was thinking, okay, I want to win this tournament, but I think it's the wrong decision. I mean, I just try to play my game. I don't care about the result. I don't care about anything. I care about I just want to try to enjoy the game, to do the best. To choose the best shot and everything, and that's what I do. I try to enjoy every tournament. Doesn't matter which tournament. If you play a final of the World Championship or if you play a final of Euro Tour, I don't care. I think, but when you won a big title, so everything changed about confidence.
It's different though, Francisco, because as you started to win, it wasn't like you were the guy coming. You were the expectation. You were a top favorite, like Shane, like Josh. Maybe even like Jason. Jason, did you feel any kind of added pressure coming into, let's say, a U.S. Open or even the World Championships, where I got to perform here?
Yeah, when I won the World Label, I had to play Mosconi. Okay, Mosconi is the different one. It's like a show. But when I played this tournament, I feel pressure because I know everyone is looking at me like this guy have to win or something. But I don't want to feel that pressure. That's kind of pressure. I think I just try. I just try to play pool. I don't care about the
Just try to
people.
play.
The people say, okay, this guy have to win. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, I was rooting for you for the most part until you were playing my horse in Mario He, because I picked Mario to win it all. I picked him against Victor in the final, and that didn't work out. And then he's up on you. I want to say it was around 8-4 or 7-3, somewhere around there. And I was texting a friend of mine. I said, I don't like it. I don't like it because I've seen Francisco match after match. If he's down, he can come back with that break. How much time have you put into that break? What's your work ethic like? What's your training regimen like leading up to big events like this?
Yeah, I mean, I was practicing the break a lot, to be honest, because I think that's the most important thing in this kind of format. Is winner break, so everything can happen. But okay, with Mario, I think I was down 7-2. He was playing really good, but also in 5 matches, I was down in 5 matches in the World
Right.
Championship. So I mean, it's a winner break, so everything can happen. So I think I didn't play my best in some matches, but I fight every time. That's why I think I win. I won. So I don't know.
I'm checking out some of the chats that are coming in. We have them hidden right now, but we'll bring them up in a little bit. But one of the folks in here is asking, like, did it get easier or harder after your first big win? Like, I guess after Derby City last year. Oh, Mike's dogging it again.
Oh, sorry.
What are you doing, Mike?
My bad, my
Did it get
bad.
did it get easier or harder after maybe like that Derby City win? Um, with future events. I think he froze up too, Mike. Great job. Way to go.
Oh, yeah. He might have gotten. Well, at least he's smiling in that pause. By the way, so that's a good. At least it's a good.
Man, you
It's a
dogged
good
that
look
one.
for him. No, I did. I think that was just his internet. That wasn't me switching it out. I don't think
All right,
anyway.
let's turn off the graphic. We'll turn him off for a second, see if we can get him back.
What a,
Oh,
what
Molina.
what an easy guy to root for. Don't put that on me. That's I can't
We're
control the guy's internet. He's literally at 0 out of 10. What do you want
we're
me to
we're
do?
like flowing here. We like got it going, and I don't know what's happening. Maybe I don't know. Hopefully he'll come back in a second because
He
we are
will.
rolling right along. I have a great question to ask him too. At least I think it's great. So, um, yeah, thoughts so far? Oh, here he comes. I think. See if we can get him back. I think we got him. Hold on.
Definitely Molina's fault. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it on this one. I'll take it on this one. There we
Can we
go.
get
Wait a
him
minute.
back?
We got back the internet, son.
We got him sideways. Oh no! Now his internet's struggling.
I think someone's blowing up his phone. It may be
Hey, I'm watching you on Doggin. Hold on, let me get rid of this graphic. We got to get a little more flow to these graphics.
yeah,
There we go.
this is what happens when you man them, buddy. This is what happens.
What am I supposed to do? Let's bring the chat up. Kind of look check out some of these questions. I blame Ryan Harmson for that because go ahead and hit up the chat, guys, because he had a comment there. So I went to ask him the question. You thought it was great to bring up the comment, and then we kicked Francisco out, but he'll be back. Yeah, Pablo says it's definitely your fault. See,
Hey,
thanks,
what are you
Pablo.
gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, no, the question. I love the answer he had to the question about respect, right? And I think it's true, Mike, that every time you see him win a big event, you see a whole bunch of cheerleaders who are people that are competing against him, which is kind of unprecedented, right? Folks that are kind of going. Ryan says, "My bad." That's funny. Let's see. I think he's coming back in. So you see a
What were
whole
you
bunch
saying?
of people who are trying to win the event with him, and then they're very complimentary of him when he wins the event. So I think there is a ton of respect for him.
No, for sure. And I've never. You hear things when you're around pro pool players of, hey, this guy can be a jerk or that guy, I don't like that guy or whatever. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about Francisco. A
No.
lot of guys go and root for him, and that's just like not just publicly but privately as well. You can see the sentiment in messages, when you see guys, make follow-up posts in regards to events that are being done. I got, 8th through 12th or whatever, and then congratulations to so and so. You can see the sincerity from people as they're going and showing this guy love. But you're right. Like, and I love the fact that he gave his dad some love there, because, that's something, respect
He's
is such a massive, massive thing. What's that, Joe?
Well, I was just going to say that he's going to try to enter with another phone. He
Okay.
says that he's not sure what's happening, so we'll see. But
Okay.
he'll be back in a minute. But I want to ask him a question. Yeah, guys, hit us up with any other questions that you have. We'll make sure not to highlight them on the thing because Melina dogged it and kicked him out. Actually, if that's
not
enough
my
to kick
fault.
him out, that shouldn't happen. But a few of the things that I want to ask about is one, how does he keep that fire going? This year. I mean, if you think about it, it's a whole different ball game when you're playing from behind or you're the underdog. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Can you hear us, Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could turn your phone.
Yeah, but I
think
cannot
we're
hear
back.
you.
Can you hear us, buddy?
No.
No.
Just give me a second.
Okay. Okay. We'll send him out to the back here for just a minute.
Yeah. Look, Corby Dayhoff says he doesn't like Francisco. He's way too handsome and great at pool.
That's a pretty good one.
I remember I was friends with a pro player to be named later, but he felt the same way about Mika when Mika was hot. He was winning everything, and apparently he'd go to the disco and he's dancing with all these girls. And oh man, I can't stand this guy.
Why are you putting that man's business out there like that, Joe?
I didn't say who it was.
You just said it was Mika.
Well,
dancing with all these girls.
Well, not in a.
What are you doing? What are you doing, man?
I didn't mean like that.
Right
I just meant he was a good dancer.
Bro
like the
code,
girls.
Joe.
He
bro
can't help it if
code,
he's
buddy.
handsome and the girls like him. That's all I'm
I
saying.
Man, well, I can tell you what, we ain't never
Sounds
getting
like you got
Mika.
a guilty conscience, son.
We're never getting Mika on the show. That's for sure.
Oh
Or
man.
again, rather, I should say. All right, he
Yeah.
went out. Hopefully, we'll get him back in just a minute.
Hey, so check this out. I tried. So I flew. I didn't even think about this, but I had. I was in Texas, and I flew back to Arizona last night. And when I say that the Uber area was just utterly packed, it was utterly packed. And what I realized when I got here is that you got the Super Bowl on Sunday. You have the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which is like a big party disguised as a golf tournament going on in Scottsdale right now. And then I heard Kevin Hart is in town. So you got these three huge events that are drawing all these people to Phoenix. And man, it was just packed there trying to get an Uber. It was nuts.
Well,
Crazy.
are you gonna go check out the Super Bowl at all?
So interestingly, for my company, we sponsor something for them. So I'm going on Saturday for a dinner, but I will not be attending the Super Bowl. So, yeah. But who do you like in that game?
Ugh, it's rough. I think I might have to go Philly. They just look too dominant. Francisco, are you there, buddy?
Yeah,
All right.
sorry
Yes.
about that.
No, no, no. You're good. You're good. We got action, son. We got action.
It
All
was
right.
Molina's fault.
Okay. Can you hear me, right?
Yeah. Can you turn your phone,
Okay.
Francisco?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. So, Francisco, I wanted to ask you about, we heard the story with Sufi and the fact that, financially his life probably changed quite a bit. He went from, struggling to then he just had a big payday, but you had a big pay year. And when you look at the
Yeah.
money that you won last year, it was significant. It's like a professional, like an executive at some company. You won quite a bit of money. How has that changed your life? Um, as a pool player now winning a couple $100,000 in a year?
Yeah, I mean, my life is still the same way. I still with the same people, but in my career changed totally because my mentally, when I go a big tournament, I go by thinking like, okay, I can win the tournament. Everything can happen, but I feel more motivated now because I know I can win the tournament. So if you look, the calendar is amazing calendar. You have a lot of tournaments, a lot of important tournament now. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna play like the World Temple, so it's gonna be a dream if you won the World Temple.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. You're the world 8 ball champion, world 9 ball champion, and you got a chance to go for the world 10 ball champion. How crazy would that be? I mean, it's hard enough just winning one of those in your career. We saw that with Shane barely winning one last year in the world 9 ball. How crazy is it thinking about you got a chance for going for the triple crown with the world 10 ball coming up in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's gonna be a dream if you win, but I don't want to think about win. I want to think to just play my game. I think it's gonna be tough because always I don't. I can't believe still I won the US Open, I won the World Open because even if you play good, you need lucky. There is a
Right.
lot of players they play good, they deserve to win, but this the last year I was playing my best game, but I get some role also because to be honest, otherwise you cannot win a big title.
You Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I was just going to ask, I'm kind of curious about what you do outside of pool. This is something that I ask a lot of pool players because you find a variety of answers, right? We're all people before pool players. Melina Mike's not really a pool player and he's kind of a person, but what do you do when you're not playing pool? Like what interests do you have outside of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I love to play tennis. To be honest, that's my sport. Tennis. I love tennis. When I was young, I compete in tennis also. So that's the sport I love. But when I'm not playing pool, I make some sport. I go to party with a friend. I'm a normal people. So, but if I have to say something to do, that's tennis. I love tennis.
So does
Nadal,
Melina.
Nadal or Federer?
Nadal,
There
Of
Nadal.
you
course,
go, my
Nadal.
man. There it is. There we
That's it.
go.
How
There
could
we
you ask
go,
him
my
that?
man. I'm just saying, you
I
never
mean,
know.
for talent, Federer is obviously Federer is the best. But I mean, the stronger man in the world, even in all sport, I mean, Nadal is the best
I agree.
mentality I ever see.
Do you ever look
Without a
to
doubt.
those champions from other sports to kind of give you motivation? Have you like looked into their biographies or, parts of their life and try to apply that in pool?
Yeah, I mean, Nadal is a good example because I read the book. His book is very interesting because he say his coach is his uncle. His uncle say he want to show the character has to be the same thing always, even if you are losing or you are winning. I remember when Nadal was young, he has a big trouble, but his uncle say he's very consistent with the character, and that's why I think Nadal that's the best player. I mean, the stronger player in ever for me.
We have a number of good questions coming into the chat, and one of them that I want to ask you is the one from Laura Berg that says, like, do you ever get mentally down, like up here when you're playing a match? Do you ever get like, down on yourself? And what do you do to keep from beating yourself in a match?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, everyone has different things in the mind, but especially mine, when I was down, I want to take a time out or something and thinking in positive things. That's easy to say, but it's not easy to do.
Right.
I mean, you can say, okay, forget you miss a stupid ball, but you can't forget. You have to working, still working. But I work a lot. That's why I think I change a lot because when I was down, I think I still thinking in positive things. So that's very important.
You had one barrel once you were playing Mario down 7-2, but you got a strong break. But does that thought of I don't this is single elimination. I'm in a final four of a world nine ball championship. You've never been there up until that point. Do you start sweating a little bit? Do you start getting a little nervous?
Yeah. I feel nervous every time. I think I was down 7-2, but I was playing so bad. I remember I missed a couple shots, but is when there is a winner break format, everything can change. It's like a dynamic. So when you are playing bad, you need to take some break, then refresh and go again. So I think with Mario, then I was down 7-2. I make a couple good shows, so everything changed in my mind in this match. But with Mario, if you want to pick someone for lose, I mean, if I lose with Mario, I'm not happy because I lose, but that's the only guy I'm happy if I lose with him
Love
because
that.
I mean he deserves to win a major because he's one of the more consistent player in the world right now.
Let me tell you something. I love rooting for you, but when Mario's up 7-2, I'm getting ready to call Joey to tell you I told you so. Because I picked the Panda to win it. So when you broke my heart as you win, but you did it in style. You're so dominating. We talked about Derby earlier, but you also had success in the World Cup this year, winning with David. What was that like, with your right hand man, and what has he meant to your career and your progress as a player and as a person?
I mean, this title for me is very special because I train a lot with David. I travel with him around the world. So imagine to win with your best friend. That's like a dream. I think if you had to pick one event, the tournament more enjoy. I think that's this kind of event because when you won a single event is good, but when you won like a team event or Mosconi, everything is different. So I think that I love this kind of tournament.
We talked to David right after the Moscone Cup, and leading up to that, we were one of those that were just, talking about the issues in pool. And the big issue at the moment was that David was chosen and Federer was not chosen. And I think from that conversation, it went a lot of different ways. And we could tell that there were things that were said that really hurt David. And when we talked to him after the event, and even during the event, when he hits the table and he's like, I do my talking on the table. And when we talked to him after the event, we could tell that he was affected by it. And it affected us too, because he talked about his family and how things were said about him. What impact did that have on you? And did it help motivate you to really want to help get that title for him?
Yeah, before to go to Vegas, David and me talking about this situation. It's not easy. I mean, also it's not easy for Lely. Alex Lely, he has a tough decision, and we know Fedor. Fedor probably is the best player right now. I don't know. Fedor is a good guy. You know, we love Fedor for sure. But David also deserves this spot. He's the World Cup pool champion. He has a lot of hair to play under pressure, and he saw in Vegas. I mean, Skyler was the best player, you know, in Mosconi, and David, he was down 3-0 or something, and he came back and he won in
Yeah.
front of the U.S. crown. Was amazing. Was unbelievable. So I think he's a good achievement for David, you know, and for Team Europe.
What was it
Yeah.
like playing the Mosconi Cup?
What do you say?
What was it like playing in the Mosconi Cup finally?
Yeah, was amazing. I never. David told me before, when you play the first match, the team matches, you're gonna see the crown, you're gonna see everything. But when I was there, I say, oh my god, that's that's crazy. That's crazy feeling. That's I never play with this kind of pressure, but I love this Mosconi. You know, especially with the U.S. crown, it was amazing feeling. Was crazy.
Well, you played well. And so one of the things I wanted to ask you leading up to the World Championship, so Moscone was in December, but then the calendar got really crowded for 2023. There were a lot of events and a lot of especially European players chose to not go to Derby City. You chose not to go to Derby City to defend your title. Um, Tell us about that decision because obviously if you win an event, I know I've won smaller events and I always want to go back to that event because I want to defend my title. That had to be a tough decision, but do you feel like that helped impact your play at the World Championship?
Yeah, it was a tough decision for me because last year that's also is special because I
Right.
won my big tournament. You know, I want to defend my title for sure, especially in US. I love US. I love the US crown. It was amazing feeling. But to be honest, I have to be smart in this situation. So after Derby, I have like 3 days. I don't know, 2 3 days off. You have to fly around the world, especially when you come back from US. I feel I need like minimum 1 or 2 weeks, you know, to get some rest. And I think that that's a good choice for me. I don't know for everyone, but for me that's really good because I want to keep working in the break, in the table, and feel comfortable.
How difficult is that to travel the world? You talked about you're headed to Estonia to play in the Euro Tour, and then you're going to Vegas, and you're not going to be home for a while. You know, what kind of things do you do when you get to a new country, a new city, to get yourself really ready to play pool?
I mean, it's not easy. I mean, if you win, like me, I won too many titles now. I feel so confident. I have so many. I can't wait for pay the other event. But when you lose a tournament, it's not easy because you have to travel around the world. If you win, that's okay. That's perfect. But if you don't win, it's really tough. It's really tough because you know you can feel the pressure. You cannot see your family. You cannot see your friend. You know that's a different time, so it's tough. It's tough because during the year we play almost 20, 30 tournament per year, so it's really tough.
You mentioned your dad before, and what respect means to you. What was it like sharing the Mosconi Cup with him and him being out there in Vegas, number one? And number two, did you get to talk to him at all as you're making your way to the final of a World Nine Ball Championship?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like a dream because I play pool because my dad is a pool player. That's why I play pool, you know. So imagine for me how proud is of my dad. That's crazy. I can when I remember this moment in Moscone, you know, that's crazy. I think that's my best feeling because also he has a scared to fly, so he fly around the world to go to Vegas, you know. But I think the experience is gonna be the best of his life, also of mine. That's crazy. Also, I think last year he was in the Whirlpool Master, you know, but it's not the same. The venue is like I don't know 200, 300 in the crown. But in Moscone, when you are playing in front of the I don't know 2,000, 3,000 people, is crazy.
How old were you when you first started beating your dad regularly?
Oh yeah, good question.
Say again, I cannot hear you.
How old were you when you started beating your dad playing pool?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, my dad is a good player. He's a good player, but he doesn't play like outside Spain. He always play in the first category in Spain, you know. But the good thing my father do for me, I mean, I was when I was so young, I started in the third category in Spain. So next year I play in the second category, second category in B. Then in the next year I supposed to play second category A, and he say no, you're gonna play first category. I was scared. I say okay, I'm gonna lose if I play with David, if I play with the top player in Spain, I'm gonna lose. But he said, yeah, you're gonna lose, but you're gonna learn quickly, you know. So that's the best thing I my father do, you know. He doesn't care about winning. He want to put me under pressure and still working every time and keep doing.
Well, I say
So
it paid off. It did
yeah.
pretty good for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good decision. Yeah.
yeah.
So obviously, when it comes to Europe and the United States, we're seeing a disparity now where European players are frankly just better right now overall. The talent in Europe and the work ethic, or whatever we're seeing. I'm curious. Let's say you were asked to be the captain of the U.S. Mosconi Cup team. What advice could you give to U.S. players, or maybe just the entire pool scene in the United States to try to do what you guys have done in Europe? What advice would you give?
I mean, in Europe, I mean, now I think the difference between Europe and US, I think that's because in Europe everybody play nine ball. So everybody nine ball. So there is a lot of good player in Europe. When you go to US, everybody play one pocket, play banks. You know, I never play one pocket or banks. You know, so I mean that's the difference between the Europe and US. You know, but in Europe, if you go into the Euro Tour, I think at least 30 people can win the Euro Tour. There is a lot of good people, good player here in Europe. So that's amazing.
Yeah,
So I'm
without
curious what you did with your $60,000. Did you go? Did you? I noticed Sky Woodward just bought a watch, or I think his fiance bought him a Rolex. Like, what what did you do with your money? Did you do anything interesting with it? Did you make a big purchase, or is it just go in the bank for future expenses?
No, the first thing I had to do is pay tax in my country. That's
Oh
the first
yeah,
thing. Pay tax.
every country.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then I want to help my family, you know, every time. Also, I want to buy, I don't know, some house. I don't want to spend the money in I don't know. I'm not the spending. I don't want to spend in the bad things, you know. I
Yeah.
want to help my family. That's the first thing. Then I spend money in travel around the world and wherever.
what you mentioned all your success, and Joey's asking about your finances, which is great. um, after
That's not like me to
yeah,
ask somebody about their
no,
finances.
no, not
I'm
at all.
stepping out of my comfort zone. But I
It
just
completely
wanted to
put me
know,
on
like,
tilt.
if he bought a Tesla or if he bought some kind of new car or something. I know if I cashed a check for $60,000 after taxes, I might be inclined to go buy a vehicle or something. But of course, my wife tells me I'm terrible with money. But I just wanted to see.
How h- what's it like going from winning, and then what's that transition or time frame like when are you back on the table? You just won a world nine ball, you're about to hit the road again. Is there any time to celebrate, or are you back at it, working on the break, working on everything you need to do?
Yeah, I think it's strange because normally when you win, you want to celebrate. But I want to go to another tournament again. You know, I feel so confident now. So I want to go to the Euro Tour, then go to the World Temple. You know, to be honest, I want to play the World Temple because that's the biggest one. You know, but I feel so motivated right now.
We got a comment in the chat. You might know this guy right here. It says
Oh, that's the funny, right? Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Francisco, there's a lot of people that watch our stream that are pool players, not professional pool players, but amateurs or just people who love the sport. But they do want to get better. So, if you could give someone in this podcast right now one piece of advice, to become a better player, what advice would that be?
I mean, I want to tell everyone. I think you have to be yourself. That's the most important. Don't try to be someone. I don't know. Don't try to be like Shane Van Bonin Stroke. Don't try to be like I don't know Alex Pagulayan. Try to be yourself. Try to enjoy the game. That's the most important thing because when I didn't really enjoy playing pool, that's my high level. Because when you start, you probably say, okay, my stroke is not the best. But you have to be yourself. So that's the best, and believe in yourself. That's
Well,
what
we
I
saw
thought.
I
we
love
saw
that.
that in the World Championship finals because you have your own style. You play
Yeah.
rather fast, I think, for a lot of the other players out there. And then Sufi obviously plays real fast. Just gets down and shoots balls, and he has like a sidearm motion. And the commentators, Carl Boys and Jeremy Jones, they kept saying if he would just slow down a little, maybe he wouldn't make that mistake. But I kind of thought about it, and I said to myself, if he slowed down a little, he might not make a ball, because that's the way he's confident. That's the way he plays. When you were coming up and you were developing your own style, did you have people try to tell you to do it different or slow down or, think more? Like, tell us about that.
I mean, if you, I mean, I don't know. It's everyone is different. But I mean, I don't know how to explain in English because I have to think two ways. I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
I thought Melina Mike spoke Spanish, but we went
Un
to a
poco
oh,
nomás.
restaurant.
really?
No, un poco nomás. I'm not that good at Spanish. I can understand, but not speak so well.
Hey, we went to a restaurant in Las Vegas, and the menu was in Spanish. And we
Yeah.
look at Molina, and we're like, "Hey, can you read this menu?" And he's like, "I'm not that Mexican. I can't read it." Yeah,
That's a good example. When you see Federer play, probably is the best technique the I ever see because he play the technique is amazing. But everyone has something. I don't know. If you play with Federer, he has the probably the same technique. But if you fight, if you believe in yourself, you can do it. You can beat. It's not the best player win every tournament. Every
yeah.
tournament is different. So if you fight, if you believe in yourself, so everything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what are your goals for this year, Francisco? You've already won a World Nine Ball. Obviously, you got your eyes set on the World 10 Ball. But what are your bigger goals for this year as far as tournament play and success?
Yeah, I have to play the World Cup Master. That's a good one. Now my next goal is play the Tembo. I don't know if I'm gonna win, but I just try my best in Tembo. But after Tembo, we have the Premier League. That's an important tournament. Then we have a World Cup. We have too many tournaments. But I think my main goal is to make Moscone.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you're growing up playing pool in Europe, is the goal I want to win a World Nine Ball or I want to get on the Mosconi Cup team?
Now I choose nine ball because I play Moscone already in December.
Right.
But last year I was thinking before US Open I was thinking okay my main goal is gonna play Moscone. That's the first goal. But when I go to the team because when I finished in the last 64 I think I was already in the Moscone. So I play my best game. When I know I'm gonna play Moscone, I play my best. So I think that's a good goal. The play the Mosconi Cup, but for me the US Open was so special. Even the nine ball is special, but the US Open was so special for me.
So I made a statement right after the World Championship last year. All throughout the year, we kept saying you were the hottest player. You were the hottest player. The hottest player. And then after the World Championship, I said you're the best player right now, best player in the world. How does that make you feel? What is that like? Tell me what you think about that.
It's amazing because I was working so hard. I think 7 years ago I changed my life because I moved. I'm from South Spain, so I moved to North Spain because I have a new sponsor, new manager. So I was working every day about pool. So I practice every day. I go into the gym for pool. But in one year I see my family like two, three times per year. So that's really hard for me, you know. But now when you won a world title or something big like this, you say you are so proud, you know, because that's amazing feeling right now. But it's tough because you cannot see your family, you cannot see your friend. So, but I'm really happy. I cannot say I'm bad. I'm really good.
Over the last like 10 years or so, it was always David, and then it was Francisco after. Now you guys are at the top, and you have other young guys who are traveling along with you in Delgado and Comino. What are your thoughts on their play and what their ceiling is like and what their future is like, coming up and playing on the world scene?
Yeah, I mean, we are like a team because David, Alberto is already here. Alberto and me practice every day. But Alberto and Jonas, they are the future. I mean, they play so good. And also Alberto, he finished in third place in the European Open, you know.
Yep.
He has not too much experience, but for sure, this year or next year, he's going to win a title for sure. But also Jonas, he's an unbelievable talent. You know, he beat he can beat Jason. I think was in the UK. I think he beat Shane in the tournament before World Temple. You know, but we are like a team. We are playing a lot, especially outside Spain. So it's very important for us.
Can they beat the World Cup of Pool Champions? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, yeah, the World Cup pool was special. I think this year we defend the title, David and me. But for sure, Jonas and Alberto, they're gonna play for sure.
No, I'm saying can they beat you guys today?
Can they beat you and
Can
David?
they beat you and David?
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Hey, we always try to drum up some drama, right? We talk about matchups. We're kind of like matchmakers. So I got a match for you, and I want to hear your best take on this. If you could take Team Spain versus Team Poland, let's say, who would win?
Oh, that's a good question because in Poland everybody play good. So I don't know. I bet Spain. Probably I bet. Yeah.
Line it
Have
up,
you
Melina.
have you ever thought about playing any kind of two-man tournaments, any big gambling matches? Have you been asked to play any one-on-one tournaments here in the US with anyone?
Yeah, and I never play like a money game. I play a money game, but not to be honest, not too much. Not play to the big one, you know. But I have too many. Somebody asked me, especially this day, to play against the big one, Federer. You know,
I
I think
heard.
everybody wants to see this match, you know. But I don't know what happened. Probably this year. I don't know.
Well, I remember so I saw Federer play Copigny in Harlingen, and I was hearing that they were trying to figure it out with you guys around the World 8 Ball, but schedules are tough. But would you be open to playing, a long race 9 ball match with Federer?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good because I think will be amazing match, especially 9 ball with this kind of rule. You know, will be good. Probably we spoke in Vegas and make it happen.
Awesome.
What's the longest race you've ever played?
I think for the money game was raised to 21 or something, not for 100 here.
Well, listen, we know you got a busy schedule. We appreciate you taking time for us. We finally got you on the show. You got a lot of fans all around the world, including us, and massive
Wait,
congratulations.
I got
What's
one
that,
more
Joe?
question.
Oh,
I got
go
one
ahead,
more
Joe. My bad.
question.
My bad.
Why-
My bad. My bad.
I
My
didn't give
bad.
you the signal. I didn't give you the signal. It's not over yet. No, there's a good question in the chat, Francisco. I want to make sure we get to this one because I think one of the keys. So obviously, Jeremy said it. Jeremy Jones said it during the final that one of the things that's separating you is your ability to put packages together. So when you get to the table, you're running 3 or 4 racks quite often, and that's allowing you to have success even when you're behind in a match. And so someone in the chat was saying, like, how often, how much time do you spend working on your break? Because that's a key factor. I think you're breaking better than anyone in that
Anyone.
matchroom format, anyone that I've seen. And so I'm curious, like if you sit down or go to practice for 5 hours, how much of that time is dedicated to your break?
Yeah, I mean that's tough because it's depend of how many tournaments you go. If you, now I'm going to Euro Tour, that's different break than the last week. So I think the minimum I practice like 1 or 2 hours per day. I
Mhm.
mean just break. I mean that's the most important thing, the break. But now I go Vegas, I play temple. I didn't practice temple break because I know it's gonna be with the wood rack, so it's gonna be different. So I have to practice two different breaks. But if you I have a big tournament, I want to practice like 1 or 2 hours per day.
In the with the World 10 ball, they're breaking a lot from the side rail. At least they were last year. Um, is that a break that you're familiar with? Breaking 10 ball from the side rail?
Yeah, I mean, if you they put a money rack, I probably break for the side, but I think they use the triangle. So probably I'm gonna break for the corner because I prefer to break harder, and I think that I can control the cue ball much better with the one side, but not in the center.
Don't be telling everybody your secrets, man. You got to keep that. You got to keep that in here.
Oh, okay, so we'll
That's
leave
a
you there
good
with this.
handicap. That's a good
Since
handicap.
Melina since Melina's busy, I think he has a bus to catch or something. He's trying to
No,
get
no,
you
no,
out of here. I'm trying to keep you here.
no, no,
But
no.
we'll give you one more question, and that
Okay.
is if you could only win one more tournament for the rest of your life, what tournament would that be?
Oh, that's a good
That's a
question.
good question.
The easy question is gonna be Tembo because it's the last one, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I had to thinking about it, but I don't know. I think this between maybe World Cup Master, maybe or World Game because World Game is every 4 year. It's very important title, but I don't know. Probably I choose Tembo. Yeah, in this
Yeah,
year.
that would be unbelievable to hold the world 8 ball, 9 ball, and 10
Yeah,
ball all in
yeah.
one year.
Probably I choose Tembo because yeah.
Hey, one more thing. I just remembered something. And then I'm sorry, and then we'll let you go. Um, you've been all over like shows in Spain. No, what's the
Oh yeah.
reception been like in your country since you won? You Mosconi Cup World Championships now. Have you been on TV a lot? Because I've seen on Instagram like newspaper clippings and talk shows. And what's that been like?
Yeah, are you like a celebrity in Spain?
No, not celebrity, but now we have more opportunity. I think last month we were in the big show in Spain, one of the biggest one. So it's not important for me. It's important for our sport. That's the most important thing because we put a table in the show. We make some trick shot, and that was really nice.
Well, you
That's
know,
why you got fans because of
exactly.
like that.
You're an
That's beautiful.
amazing ambassador for our sport. That's why
Thank you.
everybody loves you. Everybody picks you to win except for Melina Mike. He picks Mario He. I don't know what happened there, but hey, we're rooting for you. We'd love to see you get that World 10 ball. That would be an amazing achievement. Keep up the success. Keep
Thank
working
you, guys.
hard, and we'll look forward to talking to you out in Vegas.
Okay, see you in Vegas. Thank you.